Hey guys, it's me back for day 3 of conference car talk. Conferences, grading periods, these can be really hard times for parents of kids that are struggling with their behavior or their academics. And so I just am offering support, inspiration, perspective this week that I hope you find empowering, and I hope moves you in a way that you can respond to these things just slightly differently than maybe your panic and your fear would inspire you to. Because I know that when this stuff first came at me, when I had kids that were struggling in school, it was unexpected because I was a star student and I'm a school psychologist. And I just thought, obviously my kids are going to be star students too. And the first reaction of hearing that your child maybe isn't, doing well or is struggling with one of those things is to panic and to really feel fear and to want to fix it for them. And so anything I offer you this week and today isn't because, of my expertise necessarily, and I do have expertise in learning and in learning disabilities and all of that. It's from my perspective shifts that I've had as a mom, because my job and my education didn't prepare me for the parenting side of struggling learners. And the thing that sticks with me the most, that I find hope in for us and how we can influence our kids and our students to feel more empowered, even if they aren't getting great grades or they're not at the right reading level or they have a hard time sitting still in the classroom, is that I gave hundreds and hundreds of IQ tests during my career. And, the first 15 years, that's what I did a lot of before I moved into more behavior consulting. But an IQ test is given when you do an evaluation for learning disabilities or sometimes for autism or ADHD or other disabilities. And it really gives a broad kind of assessment of a child's brain and learning, how they process things, long-term memory, short-term memory, visual spatial skills, vocabulary, just a lot of different skills, their processing speed. And I got interested in this topic because I saw this thing happening where kids that started to struggle early on began to view themselves as kids that weren't smart. And so I wanted to ask kids that were being referred to me what smart was. And so I would ask them, every time I gave an IQ test, I asked, what does it mean to be smart? And I had every child answer what grades you get. If you get good grades, you're smart. And I didn't have any child not say that when I asked the question. And this is something that we can influence as teachers and parents, because that is a construct or a story that's made up. And it's the story that a lot of us inherited, right? If you're smart, you get good grades. That's just the way it is. But for those kids that process differently, experience the world differently, that's one tiny kind of smart. And it is a type of smart, and it is predictive of different kinds of success. It's important. I'm not saying that it isn't. But if you can't meet the bar because of the way that you're processing and learning and it's just not a good fit, or if you struggle to meet that bar, then what about redefining what is smart? And that is what I always felt my job was as a school psychologist when I was evaluating a student, was getting them to see themselves as capable and smart, perfectly made, exactly as they are, not a problem, not something to fix. And there's so many ways we can do that. And it's too long for this little video here. But I just wanted to give you hope that as parents especially, and as teachers, we can, when we get that news, that there's a mismatch happening between our child's style of learning and the expectations of the environment, the academic demands, that we can tell a different story. We can tell a story that's a little bit more empowering. And we can talk about the millions of different ways you can be smart. You could have a low IQ and still have amazing talents and adaptive skills that make you special in this world. You can walk into any classroom in the Beaverton School District, regardless of the kids' ability levels in terms of cognitive, social, emotional, and find kids doing amazing things. And if that can be our focus for our kids, it takes away a